top of patch notes. Let's look at this thing over here. Alright, patch notes 6.4. What do we got? What did they do to Rise? They buffed Rise again, didn't they?
Yep.
Alright, so they changed the way Ari's charm works. No longer interrupts dashes. That seems kind of broken. I used to use that shit if Lee Sin would like dive me under turret mid. You could interrupt him and just hold
Yeah,
him under
also
turret and you wouldn't take the
Pantheon. The
damage.
Pantheon matchup was free.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard now. Ash. Focus stacks fall off one at a time after 4 seconds. Active duration 5 seconds now.
That's actually a really big buff, man. I used to play Ashe. Like, you pretty much always have your Q active ready. You know?
Yordle Snap Trap increases headshot damage on trap targets. Skills off AD now, so it's just bonus damage plus plus attack damage.
They buffed Kate again?
Yeah, Kate got a pretty good buff here on her traps and her net. Net cooldown reduced by 2 seconds. Original 1.5 rank 2. So it's down from 18 to 16 seconds.
And her headshot damage is increased if people step on traps.
Ezreal ulti, all they did was put 120 seconds at all ranks in his R. That was never really the problem. It was just the fucking Q spam with Iceborne Gauntlet. That's terror. Fiora took a right post nerf by 5 seconds on the cooldown, but she got a buff on blade work. 2 seconds off of that. I don't know, man. Fiora still seems busted. Yeah, the rank 5 cooldown. Jesus. Shut up. Go. Rank 5 cooldown's only 1 second difference anyway, so it's pretty much the same late game. Fiora. Gross. But she has her E a lot more often, so she's gonna fucking murder people even more. Oh, GP's Parlay is getting nerfed and the gold plundered. Overall, it's done by 2. It's not too bad. What are the powder kegs doing? Maximum barrels, 3 at all levels. So we can only hold 3 instead of 5. And his charge time is a lot faster at max level, so that's pretty good. Makes up for him only being able to hold 3. Was this? No longer increases the maximum number of barrels per rank. Oh, okay. I think the Kate headshot thing is actually a nerf early game and buff late game. I don't know, honestly. Depends on how much AD you have. But like now they add damage early. Jhin, base move speed up. Good, he kind of needed that. Base health regen, health growth stat. What is this passive? Jhin's fourth bullet. Will mini crit structures for 44% reduced damage. Still doesn't apply the execute damage. All bonus attack speed will now be approximately reduced by attack speed slows. I think for Jhin to be top tier, they need to fix his reload rate to work with attack speed. Unless they're just completely buffing his kit. Marks will no longer fall off while Jhin is casting Deadly Flourish. Is not considered single target versus champions. They're changing fucking everything. What? Now applies Deadly Flourish is marked to all champions that slows or damages, not just one present when it triggers. Zara is now considered single target versus champions. Oh, was it doing AoE damage? Fixed a bug where enemies would sometimes stutter on the edge of Jin's screen while ulting. Bouncing Blades. Katarina took a buff to her Q. Damage is no longer reduced on targets beyond the first. What? It's a pretty big buff, actually. Because the damage used to scale off a lot on her Q. Kog'Maw's base attack speed reduced by a little bit. That doesn't matter at all. Lucian culling range down. Good. Range on that was pretty busted. They're trying to bring these AD carries that are completely broken back into the norm. Malphite Ground Slam is taking a small nerf. Base health regen is down to 7 from 8.3. That doesn't really do a lot. Okay, so Rumble now works on an ammo system. Max 2 charges, 1 charge per 5 seconds. Costs 10 heat per charge. Slow duration 2 seconds. Baby, don't fail me now. If Rumble overheats using Electro Harpoon, he'll always be able to fire while silence. Always be able to fire while silence, as long as he has 1 charge. Silenced? Words? Our last round of changes to Rise left him feeling weak in the lane of his passive spellcast. We're tossing him some love. What are they doing? They're buffing his Q damage at rank 5 by 40 damage. I don't think Rise needed that. Shen, Shadow Dash, now affects monsters, including Rift Scuttler. Hey! Nice! Shen's gonna be a fucking jungler. Finally! That's a huge buff to Shen, man. I've been waiting for that shit forever. People are gonna be maxing Shen E in the jungle. Affects monsters. Doesn't affect, Wait. Is it just gonna taunt them, or is it gonna do damage? Jungle Shen's having a disproportionate harder time fighting. Okay, well, so we're adding damage to the player, allowing him to control certain passive freshwater crustaceans. Nice. That's actually pretty fucking good. Ricochet. If Ricochet's primary attack is a critical strike, all of that attack's bounces will crit as well. Now, wow. Wow. Holy shit, they're no longer... That's pretty fucking OP for Sivir. That's kind of broken, actually. Tom Kent's tongue is taking a nerf. He's no longer Gene Simmons. Abyssal Voyage. Delay before recast. 0 seconds, 1 second total travel time unchanged. While Tom Kent is animating into his Whirlpool, allies can still click him to join his voyage. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Because before, he'd just take off and you couldn't click him anymore. Udyr Turtle Stance. Shield amount is getting a small nerf. Very small. Phoenix Stance is taking a small nerf. Just to try to balance him out with the Runic Echo's shit. Victor Deathray is getting a small nerf. It doesn't really hurt him much. Victor's still really, really strong. Heal ratio on Zin's W is scaled down to 0.4 AP scaling. Attack speed is down to 60% at max rank. Still the same lower rank. Boots of Swiftness, move speed nerfed by 5. Arc Tread's tenacity up to 30%. Mana Immune, that gains +1 mana every 8 seconds. Nice. That doesn't... Wait, what? Oh. Okay, so the overall charge rate is now on Mana Immune instead of just on the tier. That passive didn't exist before. What am I banning? Ezreal. These are the mirror mana changes. Can no longer be toggled on or off. New passive shock. Single target spells or basic attacks and champions consume 3%. Same as the old thing before. This effect only triggers when you have more than 20% max mana. Okay. Okay, so they took 3% off Runic Echoes. That's good because people were fast as shit with it way too early. Base size nerfed in the Iceborne Gauntlet. The size ratio slows no longer when you're after leaving the icy ground. That's good because that was fucking busted. Size ratio 0.55 bonus armor. So it scales from armor even more. It's gonna be huge. Sterax, health down. Build path no longer works plus longsword. That makes sense to not be plus a ruby crystal. Total cost unchanged. Titanic Hydra, Ravenous Hydra can no longer side grade the Hydras into one another. What? I guess it makes sense. It was too easy for people to change build paths. You couldn't do that with other shit. Attacks on champions gain increasingly more lifesteal based on your missing health. To 20%. 20% lifesteal. What the fuck? That seems strong. Plus the bonus attack speed you get from Warlords is really good. So it's going to be pretty good. Damaging enemy champions causes them to take 3% increased damage from your allies. Exposed weakness, I've been trying that out on Thresh. It's working pretty well. Greater Warp Merkwolf. Merkwolf spirit switches sides when you smite it across the mid lane across the river. Wait, what? What? Pulling hit the spotlight with Energized Patience mechanic. The gist here is that we think getting your wolf spirit to invade the enemy jungle is cool, but not when it's so easily accessed by the majority of the cast. You want your soul to go searching. You need some specific jungle interactions. Tom Kent's Devour, or help from certain allies. Okay, so you can control the spirit and kill it somewhere else now, like people were doing before. And it'll hunt people down in different spots of the map. So that's pretty cool mechanic that they're putting in.
Carnage, I bloom like a flower.
Alright, what are we playing here, man? It's a Jhin.
Thresh?
You think I could just steamroll him? You think I could steamroll him on Lucian or fucking Corki? Well,
Probably Lucian.
Yeah, he wants to play Katarina.
Everybody dies. Some just need a little help. What?
I'm gonna pick the classic skin with the chroma.
Okay. Lane minions. The first wave of minions ignore unit collision on the way to lane. Oh, because people were manipulating them to control the wave and have it freeze. Okay, Dominion, fuck Dominion, new champ select, blah blah blah. Don't care, bug fixes. Poppies are. Was dealing damage twice to epic monsters.
I'm in.
Skins? Nice. Alright guys, that's the patch notes here. Yeah.
Wait, what did it say about lane minions?
Lane minions. First wave can no longer be manipulated. They have they move through units. No unit collision.
Oh. Wait, so you can't
block them anymore to manipulate the first wave. A lot of people were doing that shit.
Okay.
Alright.
So in LCS it's gonna be like, I mean, you can still do lane swap, I guess. You can still you can't freeze anymore though, right? This is pretty much what it is.
What?
Like the first wave?
Well, like, people were standing on base and manipulating the way that the minions moved, like, manipulating them around them so they'd get to lane at different times, and the first one would be focused again.
Oh,
So they were sidestepping the next two minions, so it would give, like, a little gap in the minions on the first wave. So they can get a little bit of an advantage.
I didn't know about that.
Yep. Alright, guys, that might be Gragas' support with Elise there. She should be in the jungle. Yeah, the Iceborne Gauntlet changes. The slow on it, how it was lingering after the effect was kind of annoying. So I'm glad that they fixed that. I still don't want to play against fucking Ezreal, man. I'm still triggered by it. Give me 1 second though, guys. I'm gonna go grab a drink really quick. I'll be right back.
Fire